Hello and welcome back to Scriptcase by Jamie. And of course, by now, I'm sure you know that is me, of course. So hopefully I can stop saying that soon. But today, I have an important video for you. So as you see right now up on the screen, there is this process which you probably saw in one of the previous videos on one of the applications I use, SketchWow. And well, within this, I tend to create my processes and, layouts of websites, platforms, and, presentations, trainings, and just so many different things really that you can actually use this application for. And one of the main things I want to talk about today is really the foundation of your project. Okay, so regardless of what that project is, it doesn't matter whether it's building a house or a complex platform. It makes no difference whatsoever. Okay, you need to make sure that foundation is secure, safe, and sound. Of course, if it sinks, it sinks. And then what are you going to do in a few years' time? Well, when the boat is at the bottom of the ocean? Not very much, right? Because you'll be drowning. Of course, you'd be bloody drowning, and that would be no good for you, for your customers, for anybody else. And that is, of course, the same when you come to building platforms. Now, on the screen right now, you see here, I have this platform that I've been putting together, and I haven't really advanced this imagery any further than the previous video because, of course, I'm recording this a day or two later. And, well, busy. Okay, so here we have basically a process that's happening. So we can see here, if I come here to one of the pages, we have here just the login process, okay? And with this, we have then, of course, an idea of what is going to happen after the login, what application is for what. So for instance, we have here the login, and that is then the portal_login application. Now we have then a new user, they register, it sends a welcome email, and that is added to the email log. Of course, there are still one or two other processes happening here, and they still need to be added. And the same goes here for the lost password, because they can go from the login page to the lost password, which then sends their password if they request it. And that is then all using here the SendGrid API. Now, if they log in, then that is initially added here to the access log. So that is added a few times. So when they log in, so this should probably move here to over here, because when they log in, then that is added to the access log. And then depending on who they are actually redirected to a specific menu. Now you may wonder why a specific menu, and that is because really this has multiple areas. And yes, I know we could build those multiple areas into one menu, but if you have created any project or application having, say, 200 applications, or in this case, nearly 100 applications in one menu, or even half of those, 50, well, it's great fun to manage. So in this way, we direct the user to a specific menu depending on who they are, and then they have those specific applications which are, of course, provided within those menus. So for instance, you could never by accident give access to admin applications to a client, because within the client menu, they only have access to a limited amount of applications, which is then for a basic user. Then here within the company menu, well, this one really blows up. But let's have a look at those anyway. So we have here the client menu. And here, for instance, the client menu, you access the client menu, and that is added here to the usage log. So as soon as you access that menu, your username is captured, and it says, hey, this user has now been added into this access log, which is awesome, right? And that way you can always see people accessing those applications and who they were and so forth. Now we have then here, for instance, our open invoices, closed invoices. So these are all then the menu items that we have available here within the client menu, and then the relevant or associated applications. For instance, here the grid user payments or grid open invoice list and so forth. Now, these of course then provide further access to other applications, services, buttons, links, whatever else. And of course, those here are then also indicated. Okay, so in this case, of course, you see I add a little imagery so we can see straight away what it's for. So here, for instance, this connects here to the PDF new invoice, so it creates then a PDF, and that is then accessible via a link or, for instance, the action bar. And here, this one for the payment would be via a button, and then this one here would be via, again, the action bar. Now here for the closed invoices, this then again prints a PDF, is available in the action bar, and here for the other two applications we have buttons leading to relevant applications and then always indicating the extra or new ID that is then associated during that path. Okay, so in this case you can have a high level overview of what is happening for all of your applications, the processes and so forth. So essentially when you pass this on to another user, another customer, another client, you sell it or whatever you are going to do, you can provide them all of the information according to all of the applications. Now here, of course, I've now opened here the company menu, and the company menu really opens up because within the company menu, we first of all have multiple groups. And it's very similar to the basic security groups that we have available in Scriptcase for the overall applications, but this is really just for the company users. So company users can grant access to other users and they are then added into their own groups and so forth. And that is why, again, here we have used a separate menu for this so that we can have easier management and access to these applications and really the management side of that. Now again, in here we can see all of the action links, when they are links, when they are buttons, when they hit a process. For instance, here we have an access process, which is then the creation of this new user, and that we have a page for over here. Now we have then also the PDFs, again, the email sending and so forth. The admin menu, well, as you see, that's really just been started. So that still has a long way to go. And typically there, of course, there will be more processes and more actions, pretty much just as many as we see here within the company menu. But having this laid out to you in front of you will make your life a hell of a lot easier. Having an idea initially of what you want to happen during the process of opening up your application, logging in, accessing an application, whatever it is you want them to do, or whatever it is you want to log, calculate, track, you can do it all within Scriptcase. And having that all planned out previously, before you start your project, can help you a great deal. Okay? And of course, afterwards, in this case, I'm creating this after the fact, after the project is nearly completed. And with this, then I can then hand over the project to the client as well as then anybody else who would use it. And they would have a high level overview of what is happening and what process is going on and all of the applications which are related to what. Now, I do hope this helps you within your own development because, of course, when you create complex applications, having some sort of framework to work from, hence the foundation, is very important. Okay, so with that, of course, I hope you also do check out SketchWow, because not that I'm paid again by anybody for anything so far. And of course, if that's going to happen, I don't know if I'm even interested in anything like that. For right now, I just want to show you the things that have been very helpful for me, and SketchWow has definitely been one of those for creating processes like this, as well as other graphics and presentations and trainings that I generally create. So with this, you can then just plan out your project, create some funky little icons with, a few clicks, and off you go. And before you know it, you have all your processes laid out before you even start the project. and maybe even make you think a little more about what you want to happen, how you want that to happen, and of course, how they are going to get there in the first place. And well, all of the logging and more and more and more, because you can apply all of these features, functions, and more into your development, into your Scriptcase applications. And well, having that planned out, as I say, will make your life a great deal easier. Okay, so moving forward, I hope this is what you are definitely going to do. Do take the time to do that, because I can guarantee you, when you create your project and you return to it 6 months later, you will forget everything, okay? You may remember the odd application or what you did here or there, but otherwise you will spend a few hours just catching up. And well, with this sort of overview and layout, you can cut that time drastically, okay? And that, of course, again, helps, which is why it helps passing on to other people, okay? So if you work in a group, your group can work on this. They can plan out the various areas that are needed or whatever else. And of course, you can get all those processes in there and then pass it over to your developer, and off you go. Done. Yeah, they just follow that along and apply what you've actually requested there. And then what they would basically do is maybe add here the application names, the IDs, and so forth. That is going to then be passed along. But to have some basic layout will help for sure, and also help you with the idea of what is going to be required for the platform, as well as the views that you will be needing or wanting, as well as other applications that you will be needing for processes such as sending mail, calculations, and so forth. Okay, so again, I hope this video has helped somebody. If it has, please throw a like, subscribe maybe even if you like this sort of content. And of course, well, there should be more coming. And well, I will be creating, some processes in this as we go along. But for now, I think that is it. So have a great day, stay safe, and take care.